So Titans, welcome to my pre-season 2 finale Q&A. If you guys watched my episode 12 review or even my trailer breakdown for the finale, I got you guys to send over a bunch of questions going into the finale, leading with any questions that you like to do with the season or just the finale specifically. So since this is like a Q&A video, it's probably going to be a long video because why not answer as many as I can. Just to let everyone know as well, I will be coming out with my Harley Quinn series on DC Universe, the animated show review, probably tomorrow from when this video is going up, so it should be Tuesday for everyone, so keep an eye out on the channel for that. Other than that, everyone, make sure you do go ahead and like this video if you do go on to enjoy it, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, to make sure you stay up to date with everything DC Universe, because it's just crazy even saying that the Titans Season 2 finale is next week, but there's still plenty of stuff that you'll want to know about, which I will be covering on this channel. So make sure, if you're not subscribed, to subscribe if you found my videos at some point during Titans Season 2, because there's going to be a whole bunch more updates on any of the shows, including Doom Patrol and everything we've got coming in the next year for DC Universe. Other than that, everyone, I do have a Discord server that will be linked in the top pinned comments. So many of you joined from Titan Season 2, so if you want to find a new home in between seasons for that, make sure you click the server invite link. I have a Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter, it's my most active social media. I have Patreon if you want to support the channel a bit further. I'm going to add a join button to the channel soon, which will give you guys some exclusive stuff for those of you who want to support the channel even further there, but that's just a little teaser for that. So the first question is from Lex737. These are in no particular order, by the way, and yeah, there's a lot of Jason Todd questions as well, but anyway, this one. Lex737 asks, do you think there would be a Batman in the show, not flashback or imagination, go away fly, or a real Batman in a suit fighting, or at least just a shortcut scene of him? Now this also links into another question I actually screenshotted for this Q&A, so I'm going to link two questions in with just the first question. Daniel Emery asks, what happened to the episode where Batman and Robin tracked a known villain? So essentially, what is there going to be a Batman, and why wasn't there a Batman? So one thing I can tell you from what I've heard, there was literally meant to be a Batman in season 2 of Titans. No matter what you may have heard about limitations of the show, as far as I know, a suit was made, but due to one thing or another, it's the same thing with Joker, and I can go into talk about this forever. You can't always use things on the show, or maybe even if they thought they could use, let's say, Batman in season 2, it doesn't mean that last minute things can't change. And just to kind of further point this out as well, I want to give a huge shout out to a Titans artist who recently unveiled some of his work for season 2 by the name of Reese York. I'll leave his Twitter handle in the description down below, but this is a Titans design for a new bat symbol for season 2, which evidently didn't appear anywhere. So I think basically we were meant to get Ian Glenn Batman stuff. I wouldn't have expected mega loads of in-depth stuff. Some of the leaks, if you will, that I was hearing about before even season 2 aired, I thought, okay, maybe that sounds a bit too good to be true. But at the very least, I was expecting some kind of cinematic, maybe gargoyle shot of, Ian Glenn's Batman, which, would have been like, what, 4 seconds long? It wouldn't have diluted the brand of the Batman. And I thought that would have been believable for this season, but I'm guessing that Titans behind the scenes didn't really get the go-ahead after all. And I'm not writing this off for a future season, by the way, but at the same time, similar rules to the Joker as to why we only saw him face down in season 1 and stuff like that. And I'll mention this into my Red Hood stuff later on, because a lot of you want the Joker origin story, and I don't think it's going to go that way for the same reasons. Is that, maybe it's because of the Batman, Matt Reeves movies that are coming out. One reason or another, they couldn't use it. So I know this is a long-winded answer. It's just I get asked about it all the time. And, for Daniel's question, I believe, what happened to that scene. Another thing is as well with leaks or these pages or sources pages, take everything with a grain of salt. Not saying that that wasn't going to be true, or maybe that was like a first draft of the script and stuff like that, but things get written out. That might not have been true in the first place. But one thing I can tell you is that Batman in some shape or form was meant to be a lot more implemented into this season. But here is some proof from one of the designers of Titan season 2 that, the bat symbol was meant to be, properly utilized. And one thing about that bat symbol is that's probably one of the best ones you could go with. I mean, I like a lot of bat symbol designs, but this one is like a really nice sharp one, which I could really imagine going over the torso plate very well. And it's a shame we didn't get to see it implemented, but who knows? We still might yet one day. But for now, all I will say is don't expect anything. So the Flash, the Fast Reviewer Alive says, do you think that the new Titans will get their comic accurate outfits? So I'm guessing maybe you're asking about the finale. They were going to do that way back in season 1. Despite what some people may want you to believe, like Greg Walker or other people who were working on the show, they did have all of that planned for season 1, episode 13. But, you know, alas, we only got 11 episodes last season, and things were so rewritten to the point where, you know, we're only getting Nightwing in season 2's finale. Which I'm not saying I disagree with. I get why they wanted to build up all of that development. But, you know, for other characters, I don't think we are necessarily going to see, for example, Starfire's outfit. I think that's going to be reserved for season 3's kind of theme, which is more Starfire focused. Beast Boy, I don't see why he would just magically pop in a more comic book accurate thing, especially with what's going on with him. So I'm going to say no for the most part, even with Raven. I think this is going to be more into when the Titans are more established next season. So I know it's been pushed back originally compared to what they wanted to actually do and what they were going to do. As we know, we saw Raven's fairly comic book accurate costume in season 1 in a photo that was never implemented into the show. For the time being, I'm going to say for the most part, no. Apart from Dick Grayson and, you know, the usual heroes who were suited up on the show, we're going to have to wait a bit longer. So Dante Butler asks, do you think Donna is going to die in the finale? Man, the amount of questions I've been getting about this, I think yes. I obviously can't definitively say yes. I mean, I haven't seen the finale myself. I don't know if there is a twist. Lots of people were commenting in my comment section, and very rightfully so. I said there was only 2 people missing from that lineup, and I totally forgot about Rachel. And what I mean is that finale trailer scene where you see the funeral scene and who are missing from that lineup: Donna, Jason, and Rachel. Now, let me tell you this. Rachel's not going to die, but I have heard very interesting things about what could happen to that character, but can't really say much more than that. But, you know, even so, even if I hadn't heard some things that I may have heard that may or may not be true, I'm not saying they would come to fruition, just heard some things. Rachel/Raven dying on the show is just something I wouldn't believe anyway. Jason is not going to die. I have a whole bunch of reasons for that. Season 3 will be a long Red Hood arc for him. And yeah, you could argue that he could die in this season to then come back next season alive again, and that will be his Red Hood arc. But I really don't think it's going to be him. I'll be gobsmacked if it is, and I'll hold my hands up, but I really don't think it will be. He's got other things going on in the finale that I hope we will see. And Donna Troy, well, yeah, they kind of gave it away with the lasso. Now, I know a lot of people are also pointing out, but Boba, don't they need to lower a casket into the ground with ropes? So that's what that is. Well, you could say that, but it looks very, very similar to the lasso, you know, unpowered with the yellow glow on it from what we've seen before. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Donna. But hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But we'll have to wait and see. Next question is from Vortex, and he says, do you think that Superman will appear in Titans because he was supposed to be in this season? So yet again, with the whole grain of salt thing from these pages who give him... I'm not discrediting those pages, by the way. I'm just saying there's lots that have turned out to be true from certain pages, but there's also a whole bunch that turns out to be BS. But then again, you could also say it might not have been BS, just like the Batman stuff, or some of the Batman stuff, because as we know, or from what I know, that we were meant to be getting Batman. So with the Superman stuff, I can't really confirm or deny that, in terms of I generally don't know if they were actually going to bring Superman in one form or another. But one thing I will say about it is that no doubt discussions were made about that. Maybe even draft scripts that where there was meant to be a Superboy or Connor Kent planned thing they wanted to do, but it didn't pan out, or for one reason or another, similar to Batman and why you can't really use Joker proper in a, you know, a proper scene, like, as you know, what we've seen with Deathstroke and Jason. You won't see that with those characters because of reasons I've kind of already said. Clark Kent and Superman would be a bit easier to do, considering nothing's going on with him in the movie universe, but then again, the CW are utilizing that character a lot more. So yeah, again, wouldn't rule it out for the future. Wouldn't be surprised if I find out soon or one day that there were legit Superman scenes, or even just in a shadowy figure kind of typical scene of what we saw like Batman in season 1. That was going to be implemented someday, but what we've had him in is inane so far. So yeah, will we be getting him? Maybe. But as for he was supposed to be in this season, well, that's neither here nor there, because there was never a proper confirmation about that. Next question is from Infamous Candleface, and he asks, how do you think the team would react to Dick's new suit? PS looks dope. I think they'll think the same thing. I mean, we already saw them in the trailer where Donna is like, is it Dick? You know, and when he jumps on the roof of the car. I think after whatever happens in that fight, they'll be like, nice get up that you have there. I think they'll love it. I think they'll be confused, but they'll also kind of understand the crucible he is has come through ever since the jail thing, the revelation he's had. But yeah, I don't know exactly, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing their reactions too. Next question is, do you think the Joker will appear? That's from Spruce Gaming. So exact same thing. I wanted to include a few of these questions because you see how many people ask them. No. And this is the thing. I don't know if there's like a more specific question. Perhaps I'll answer that then. It's the same thing with Jason Todd. They're probably going to do his story differently to what some of you are expecting. I've seen so many comments saying they have to do the Joker crowbar scene. Well, I'm going to say, well, no, they don't. And they probably won't. I'll be blown away if they do. Don't get me wrong. I want that. But if you think we're going to get a scene... If we like that with Joker crowbarring Jason, as in close-ups of Joker, we get to see all kinds of angles of Joker kind of crowbarring him or whatever. Before that, man, that just won't happen. They're very protective of their characters. Why do you think Gotham couldn't fully embrace the Joker character through Jerome and Jeremiah? And even in the freaking finale episode, we got the character named Jay, who is insinuated to be Batman's Joker, but yet again, they still don't like them properly using the name. That's why you had to have like bluey green hair. Similar thing with Titans. Can't properly go there. So will we get the Joker? Mate, wish upon a star. Next question is from Ethan Torres, who asks, who do you think will be the Season 3 big bad? We've gotten some hints at potential villains that are out there, Lex Luthor, Blackfire, etc., but who would you like to see, and which other Titans would you like to see? So as for the first question, who will be the Season 3 big bad? I'm pretty sure it is Blackfire. Heard about that a long time ago. And yeah, I think they've been setting that up, so I'm pretty sure... she'll be coming to Earth. Season 3 will be a very much so Blackfire antagonist filling in the shoes of Deathstroke. But just remember that, like, this season, he wasn't the only threat. We had whole other episodes dedicated to other kind of threats like Cadmus, as you kind of pointed out here with Lex Luthor. I would love to see Lex next season. I don't think we necessarily will in terms of like proper casting an actor to have loads of scenes, but we might be lucky. But I will be kind of counting on some more efforts of Lex Luthor being made through more than just a voice we can't even hear on the phone to Mercy Graves. So I'm expecting more prominence from Lex as Titans grows throughout the season, as Superboy continues to be in the show. Maybe even a shadowy scene. I mean, I know that is just kind of fan servicey and some people wouldn't care for it if we just don't actually see an actor. But I think it's more likely we'll get that over natural casting. But you never know. I'm not expecting Lex to be a main villain of Season 2, though, like Blackfire will be. But I'm expecting Cadmus to still kind of continue on. I'll be surprised if they were, like, purely defeated in the finale, despite, from the trailer, kind of giving away that Gar and Superboy aren't brainwashed anymore by the end of the finale episode. So for sure, Blackfire is one, but for sure we're going to have another, and maybe even another. I was mentioning Hive before, but I think it's going to have to be further exploration into Cadmus. But maybe there's going to be other elements. We're just going to have to wait and see. From Fernando Lopez, do you think Jason Todd will die? No. If they did it, I think it would be rushed. I have always said that Jason Todd's Red Hood arc would be a Season 3 thing. It would be way rushed if they just introduced him barely into Season 1, Episode 6, Jason Todd. That was mainly it, really. And then Season 2, he's been dabbled throughout it. But no, like, see, his Red Hood arc still needs to be like a fleshed out season-long thing, to the point where a lot of people were thinking Nightwing suit will be here by Episode 4 or 5 of Season 2. Look how that turned out to be. Just like how Nightwing needed to be a long, fleshed out, season-long thing for Dick Grayson to actually put it on in 13. I think Jason Todd could play a similar thing in Season 3, with being a longed out thing, yet again, possibly being revealed in 13, but with so much building and world kind of character backup building. What am I on about? You get what I'm trying to say. All season long, up until that pinnacle point of where the transformation will happen. So Brandon Martinez asks, what's your opinion on Starfire? Do you think she'll ever get a suit? And have you heard about Blackfire will be the yeah, so we've already spoke about Blackfire being the Season 3 antagonist. Very confident about that, but just, to chuck in for what I said before, I do believe that she'll be, like, paired up with, like, another villain similar to Deathstroke and Cadmus, maybe even villains we don't even know about yet, but I would like to see a lot more Cadmus, considering we are far from resolving the whole Lex Luthor and Superboy connections. But what's my opinion on Anna, or just Starfire? I think she's great. I think they've been slow cooking this story. I do want a bit more buzz with it. I think it has kept fans entertained and intrigued with the whole Blackfire thing, but I wouldn't say, and I don't feel like I could speak for every fan, but for a lot of people, I don't think we're blown away by the Blackfire stuff, but hopefully that will change with her potentially coming to Earth, which would make sense for how she's going to be a main antagonist for Season 3. As for if Starfire's going to get her suit, well, we don't see it in the trailer, and that's when Wonder Girl's suited up, and that's when, you know, Hawk and Dove is suited up, so I don't think she will. It'd be kind of pointless to just do it later, which is interesting. It is interesting, but I think I've got an idea as to why, and I say it's interesting because we know she has got a Starfire suit made, at least from Season 1. I guess they've developed it up to be kind of ready for this season, but it looks like she might not wear it still, and they might have scrapped that idea, because I think Corey, and just like a lot of things, changed major directions from the end of Season 1's original finale into this season, is that they're focusing more on Starfire is going to be longed out, with Blackfire probably coming to Earth. We've been teased that she's kind of fizzling out her powers, so for her to just be given a random ass suit like that, it wouldn't really make story sense with what they decided to go for instead this season. So I think Corey / Starfire's suit will make its proper debut next season. I would have to give my best guess. And the next question is from Spread Happiness. Do you think Gar will stay brainwashed like they think he isn't anymore, but he is? Oh, I see what you mean. And do you think Mercy Graves will die? So do I think Gar will stay brainwashed like they think he is? So basically in the trailer, we see that Superboy and Gar, they give it away essentially that they're fine. They're both at the funeral. I doubt they're brainwashed when that's going on. Now, you're saying, but what if he's still brainwashed underneath all of that? I don't think that will happen. I mean, you never know. But I think by the end of the finale, both characters, as we see in that trailer, have kind of snapped out of it, whether that's through the involvement of Raven or some other kind of mind unlocking thing. You know, we saw Superboy in those Kansas fields. It looked like Dick Grayson was standing next to him, so maybe we have some reaching out moments. I'm kind of unsure as to exactly how that's going to go about, you know, working for these two characters, but I don't think they're going to long that out into another season, so I think the brainwashing will end here. But do I think Mercy Graves will die? I don't want her to. I don't think she will, and I don't think that she should, because I want this Lex Luthor thing to really be strung out even further next season, and I think Mercy Graves, especially who they cast for Mercy Graves, is doing very well, and I'm enjoying the character, and I want to see more diabolical, evil power plays from the whole Luthor side of things next season. So yeah, Mercy needs to be saved for that as well. Next question is from Golgoth935. Hey, do you think that Roy and or Wally will appear in the finale? No. I just feel like I would have known about that already. And yeah, no. I think the best bet is maybe an after credits of Roy, but I'm hearing different things as to the after credits, so don't get your... I could be wrong, but just don't get your hype up for anyone like Wally or Roy to appear in anything like an after credits. But as for like a future season, not that you're asking that, of course, character, I want a speedster more than anything, even more than Roy, to be honest, and I really want Roy. So I think Roy is likely for next season, but as for this season, like even in the finale side of things, it's a no from me. But I would love to be wrong about that. Next one's from Jeremiah Barnett Jones. Do you think that the show will be more successful going on? For sure. I mean, I think it's already very successful. I mean, clearly we're all big fans of this, but it's only going to be... This is only going to draw more attention now with Nightwing in it. Say what you will, I know some people are unhappy about with how long things took to get here, la-di-da-da, or that reason, or the other reason, but Season 3 has even more potential. The thing about Titans is they have potential and potential with each season, whether you feel like they reached that or waste it in certain areas, or certain areas they don't. Season 3 has a chance, you know, for the Titans to actually be a Titans crime-fighting team, with Nightwing himself actually helming it all. So I think, yeah, I think it will be more successful going on, and I hope they just utilize the potential they truly have more than ever, I think, with Nightwing going forward. So Myka Griffin asks, what 3 things would you like to see in Titans Season 3? So, number 1, crime-fighting Titans Force. So it doesn't have to be like Young Justice-y going out on missions and everything like that, but I kind of want more things like that. I always say don't copy the CW, but actually why not copy one thing or use it like, you know, other shows even do a villain or a case or something of the week. Do that 1 or 2 or 3 times in the season. Why not have a Dr. Light villain where the Titans can go out, someone in San Francisco or another close by city or whatever is, you know, causing us trouble. We are going out on our first Titans mission. That'd be really, really cool. But I think that still might be a bit premature for the first few episodes of Season 3. Number 2, yeah, more action, regardless if it's through mission form or whatever. We need more superhero action in the super suits. I am not a complainer about all like people saying there's too much talking and stuff like that. I actually get what you mean there, but personally, it doesn't bother me the way it seems to bother some people. I get why they're out of the suits a lot of times, but no matter what, with what we got this season, when the action has been amazing, when they were suited up, we just need that magnified by 2 or 3, which still leaves plenty of room for the talking stuff, which Titans does a lot of. So please, more of that. You really do need to do a lot more of that, and then I think you're going to please a lot more people, but also the people who are already happy. And number 3, more really cool characters. So I think it would be great to get Wally into the fold. Obviously, people want Roy. I think we need another big name, especially with, people are going to potentially leave in the finale, whether that's through death or something else. So that leaves room for maybe 1 or 2 more interesting characters, but I still don't think we're going to get Wally. But yeah, those are my 3 main ones, I guess I would say. Dimitri Contouris asks, do you think they're going to kill Deathstroke or just capture him so he can come back in the future? I think it would be a terrible mistake if they killed off Slade Wilson. I don't think that should happen. If they do it, that is literally a thumbs down for me no matter what, but I don't think that will happen. Fairly confident in that. So yeah, I think he'll be apprehended one way or another. I think he would have room to come back in the future, but it would just be interesting because if he came back, it'd be the exact same wants and reasons as to why. He would want to come after the Titans because he never shut them down before. So I want it to be done very well, and honestly, I generally don't know how they're going to fully complete Deathstroke's story, and I really can't wait to see how they go about doing it. So this is kind of what we were talking about earlier, but the Undefeated Gamer 100 asks, do you think there'll be a new Titan cameo at the end of the finale? So as of what I know, it's a no, but yet again, last minute, things can change, and things may have changed, so from the information I knew before, it may be invalid now. So I never want to put myself out there as somebody who definitively says something, because I've known from seeing it from other people that it might not always be the case, even if it was true at a time. So from what I've heard, there is no kind of Superboy after credit scene in terms of a new Titan. Not that we won't get an after credit scene, but it might not be what you're expecting. But for all I know, they might be might have added another thing in there, and I hope so. I really do. It'd be awesome to get an uncasted, similar shadowy figure, because if they were to introduce Roy, for example, they wouldn't have cast him yet. It would have been like a stand-in actor who's like got a bow or something like that, and that's how we would tell it's probably Roy Harper, and that would be really awesome, especially given the Easter eggs that we've been given from like Donna Troy, Roy calling her in the early episodes of season 2, stuff like that, setting up an after credits for this season. That would be so good. So I really hope they've done something, but we're going to have to wait and see. So KOTS asks, do you think Jericho will help Dick Grayson to defeat Deathstroke? So yeah, I think he will be very crucial. I mean, we know he demonstrated more and more throughout the season this kind of restraint on Slade himself, to the point where our last episode, he made him step out in front of a truck just in time. He saved himself, but just imagine in the fight, if Jericho was able to freeze Deathstroke so Dick could get like a really good punch in or something like that, and eventually this may pave the way for Slade's proper defeat in the episode. I still don't know, because there's questions that have been asked to me in this Q&A. How exactly is Jericho going to be saved? But I don't know. Like, is he going to jump out into Rose and like Rose is going to just babysit him and he'll be much happier there? I don't think so. And it's like his original body is dead, so if he jumps out, surely he can't just be floating everywhere all the time. So I really don't know exactly what they're going to do in this iteration. Like, it's really hard to imagine. And I mean, he could just go out and float into nothingness, but I think that would be a bit sad. I kind of want Jericho to still be around. CJ asks, can you please explain Freebird? I know he's Jason, but I'm wondering why he's called that. So this is kind of a misunderstanding. He's not actually called Freebird. When I was explaining this the other day, Karen Walters, on his Instagram story, maybe it was a month or 2 ago, when they were doing a table read for like the final episodes, his, where it normally say Brenton Thwaites, Robin or Dick Grayson or Nightwing under the plaque, the actor plaques you get laid out on the table. For Jason Todd, or should I just say Karen Walters, who plays Jason Todd, it said, Karen Walters, Freebird, where it would have said Robin, you know, or Jason Todd or whatever before that. So with this led to a lot of people thinking, oh my god, he's going to go into his Red Hood persona towards the final few episodes, because this is the table read for that, and Freebird is a code name, so they obviously don't want to give away the Red Hood name. But no, I don't think it's that. What I think they were doing is just kind of saying, especially with the context we've got now up until episode 12, is that he kind of doesn't want to be a part of the Titans. I don't necessarily think he wants to be a Robin anymore. He's kind of like F everything, F all of you, like he said to Rose, but he's not quite Red Hood. He's on this journey, long journey to Red Hood, but for now, you know, he's just Freebird. But he's not actually called Freebird, by the way, in the show, in the actual canon. Freebird is just an alias or a code name for the Titans production. The Titans show is called Freebirds under the alias, so it made sense why they wanted to give his character plaque in the final table reads with maybe how changed he is now, and we might see this in the finale, just as for the time being Freebird. But just hopefully that explains things. Hopefully. So Elliot Pierce asks me, do you think that we'll see the planet Tamaran? I think there's a very good chance we'll see it next season, considering it's a lot more Starfire and, you know, Blackfire oriented. So yeah, my best guess is like, why not? Why not give some kind of maybe flashback to that, or maybe we could even see it, or something like, yeah, I'm pretty confident we will. That would be really cool. Why not do it, Titans? Now, just a couple more bonus questions. I just thought it was interesting, but it was kind of unrelated to like what we were talking about. So Katos asks, how would you feel about Cyborg from Doom Patrol coming to Titans in season 3? Would you be for this or against it? I'm kind of impartial to it. Because we know, do we know? It's kind of neither here nor there exactly what is going on with Doom Patrol and Titans, because we know there's a Doom Patrol in Titans, but it's not the same version as the Doom Patrol show from DC Universe. Yeah, so for now, that's kind of being taken as they are on two separate Earths. For now, like, that did happen in Titans Season 1. That was a version of the Doom Patrol, but as we know, it's not the version of the one that Cyborg's in. So it's kind of weird to imagine Cyborg crossing the multiverse to join the Titans show. I mean, I think, you know, Javan Wade would fit, kind of, I think. I mean, maybe. I think he would. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think they're going to do it mega anytime soon. I know there was some like Instagram buzz about it, 'cause some of the actors were talking, posting about it, and then that gets lots of fans excited naturally because they wanted him to come to the show, kind of thing. I don't know if he would come to Titans in season 3. I would be surprised. Let me put it that way. I'd be pretty surprised. But if they did it, I would be like, okay, fair enough. It's going to be interesting. But I do feel like this Cyborg has a little bit of a different feel. Just through him being on Doom Patrol, to imagine him coming to Titans, it would feel a bit kind of strange, but maybe it would work. I think it's just because I'm so used to him being in Doom Patrol and knowing how that is actually quite separate from Titans, at least for now. They don't really care about this connectivity between the DC Universe shows. Warfeud asks, do you think that DC Universe should give Dick Grayson a solo Nightwing show? No, not for now, not for a while, because Brenton Thwaites' Dick Grayson is quite an integral part to Titans. So I think that would kind of only happen when Titans is nearing its end or something like that, if they were discussing that. Of course, you could say Titans could go on without Dick Grayson, of course, but I just don't see this show doing that. But that is it for this video, everyone. I'm probably going to do another Q&A post Titan Season 2, you know, after all the things we learned from the finale and, you know, all the speculation we're probably thinking about for Season 3 then. Let me know your thoughts, though, down in the comments below. As always, let's start a really big discussion. Give me your thoughts on some of my thoughts on the questions I was asked, because I'm sure a lot of you have opinions on everything that we spoke about in today's video. And if you did enjoy this video, guys, and you've got to this point, then holy crap, leave a like on it. It only takes 2 seconds of your time, and I'd really appreciate that. Subscribe for more future Titans content going in Season 3 and covering other DC Universe shows, of course. Check out my past couple of videos appearing here. I think that is everything. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my Patreon page. Links should be down in the description below. But thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. And I can't believe we're going into Titans Season 2, Episode 13 this week. Let's get some hype.